Welcome to Friday Vibes. No script, just chat. We talk all things food and beverage, and so much more. Feel our vibe and search for Friday Vibes on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And make sure to give us a 5-star review. Now your hosts, me, Alex Baer with Genius Juice, and Wade Yenny. Podcast. Hello. Welcome to episode 44 of Friday Vibes. We are in the CanDo mood and mode right now, as you can see on our shirts and on our expressions. I am the founder and I'd say co-founder and CEO of Genius Juice, Alex Baer, and then my great, humbled, nice, energetic, music going, CPG veteran guy, Wade Yenny.
How's it going, man? I'm trying to multitask here. I'm trying to share the link, and I'm having difficulty. So I'll get it shared here. I'm working on it.
All right. So while you're doing that, I know, guys, we just cannot multitask whatsoever. So I will say a few things, some laundry list items, and then Wade will be set with resharing it on his profile. So a couple things to mention. Number one, sponsors. We have a couple openings. They're filling up extremely fast right now, but we have one more. Actually, yeah, we have one more on December 30th. So before we ring in the new year, we'll ring in your product right here on the show. If you would like to be a sponsor, we have one more for episode 49, December 30th. Make sure to give us 5 stars. That's something that they can do. Right, Wade? They can do.
They can do. Yes.
Now the question is, they can do it. Will they do it?
They should do it. They should do it. Wait, we didn't show the back of this thing, right?
Yeah. I forgot what it says. But there it is. All right. So what's funny is I was going to read it off your back because I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
I just got the shirt today.
Yeah.
I was going to read it off your back. You were going to read it off my back, but we both turned around at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, it says it's not I think, what is it? All right. You turn around.
Let me turn around so you can read it.
It's about what you can do, not what you can't. So
Rob Van Dam.
That's right. Rob Van Dam. Yeah. Right. Exactly right.
Another wrestling, reference here.
Right.
So 5 stars. You can go on Apple Podcasts. We're now at, I think, 69. We've been at 69.
No, we did get an extra one. We got an extra one. I think we hit 70. I didn't 70. Check.
Okay.
I haven't checked today, but I know we hit 70 for sure. I can say that with all certainty. I'm going to verify that as I'm talking.
So we were kind of at this, this kind of like hill. That's the 69 hill, and now we're over that hill.
We're over the hill.
We're at 70 now. Now we are 30 away.
70.
70. Great. Woo! Thank you, everyone, for giving us the positive ratings. I mean, a few months back, we were only at like 30 or 40.
Right.
Now we're at 70. So we're going to make that jump to 100. Make sure to give us 5 stars. Also, if you would like to be a guest on our show, we don't really talk about this too much, but if you want to be a guest, make sure to reach out to us at Friday Vibes, plural, 100 at gmail.com. We got some guests lined up for the rest of the year. We have someone from Green Rabbit, Tony Stevenson. Green Rabbit is a 3PL that does online shipping. Probably haven't heard of them too much, but they're amazing. We had Jake Carls, who we all know and love, Midday Squares. He's going to be on an episode in December. And we also have in the new year just booked Allison Kane on January 13th. So
love it.
We're trying to fill that up for 2023. Make sure to reach out to us. Pretty strict guidelines, right, Wade, on getting on the show. They have to walk over coal with bare feet. That's one requirement. They need to parachute off a cliff into the ocean. That's requirement 2. And number 3, they got to skydive. And number 4, we got to like you. That's it.
They're pretty tough across the board, right? I would say.
Yeah, I think the hardest one is us liking you.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So Mount Everest, that requirement is not as hard at all. So lot to talk about this week. Now, one thing also to mention is that our guest, we should have mentioned this, Adam Bremen, CanDo Keto Krisp, which is an amazing product here that I have right by me. They just sent this to me today. He is going to be running a little bit late. He had something that came up this afternoon that he could not move. He was extremely apologetic. However, He's going to be here in about 23 minutes.
That's right.
So we're going to
So
tap
we're
dance.
basically like we've got our canes and we're just tap dancing and messing around until he comes on, right?
Exactly. So he'll be on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 23 minutes from now. He's going to share his story. So make sure to stay on here. Also, they're giving away a great prize. Our sponsorship, their sponsor this week is, Wade.
CanDo.
Shocker.
Right.
So they're going to be giving away a great prize of a ton of caddies, ton of product, t-shirt, CanDo hat, which I'm not wearing, but I have it in the other room. I think Wade has it right there. There it is, trucker hat. So make sure to stay tuned in to see him, hear his story, and also potentially win a CanDo prize.
There's a sponsor right there. Look at that, Alex.
FridayVibes100@gmail.com. Also, we got some, we're not going to announce this publicly yet until the ink actually dries. We got to wait a few days for it to dry. But we have an ongoing partner now that is going to be sponsoring us for every single episode. They're at the, what do you call it? The premium level? Is that the best word? The gold level?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think we could probably in the future exceed and even go. We have to set the bar high, but leave room to grow. So we have to leave platinum and things like that out there. But I would say at least gold, right?
Yeah, gold. Maybe a really well blacksmith, copper. I don't know, but
Right.
but either way, we're going to have a permanent sponsor on the show. They're going to be signed through the entire year of 2023. So that's huge. We're going to announce who it is at the next episode. We're still, again, letting the ink dry and everything. And we're also, this is big news on the back office world of Friday Vibes. We're going to have an official Vibeman joining us. So we're going to have an official admin. We call them a Vibeman. We're actually doing interviews, me and Wade.
Yes, we are. We should probably, that might, what we need to do, Alex, I hadn't really thought about this, but we probably could do I lost it. What's the name of the pay thing that you get more content? Oh my gosh, I feel like it starts with a P. Oh my gosh.
PayPal? Wait, what?
No. Oh goodness. Hold on. I'll figure it out. I'll keep going. I'll figure it out.
Okay. So let's go to some comments while Wade is looking that up. He's probably going to remember what it is at 3 a.m. He's just going to get up. That's the name of it. So here are some comments. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Patreon, Alex.
Patreon.
So for Patreon, we should record that interview. And so Patreon, the way that works is you get subscribers every month. They contribute a little bit, to get extra content. So, we could do a Patreon thing. And one of the extra contents could be Alex and I interviewing our future Vibemen. That would be kind of cool, right?
Exactly. And it's really cool too, because the partner that we're bringing on, they're going to be helping to coordinate and find the right Vibemen. And so we're searching not only in the US, we're an equal opportunity employer.
Worldwide,
especially in New Zealand. We have a ton of interviews from New Zealand because they like us so much out there. They're big fans. I mean, I can imagine, Wade, if me and you took a plane to New Zealand before the plane landed,
it'd be a private. It'd be private. Yes. Yeah.
It would be the Vibe plane, you know, and we would land. We have the logo on the side, like we're rock stars because we are. We would see from our window the landing pad. There would be people with signs, people jumping up and down, getting ready to see us. It would shut down the country if we went to New Zealand. Okay.
Yeah.
So they love us there.
We're big there. Yeah.
We hope to get to that level in the US. We're getting there, but not like New Zealand. So yeah, good stuff. Let's read some comments. The first one I'll start with is Gavin, the serial texter, Conkle. That's an inside joke.
I was going to say, I feel like that's a hashtag waiting to happen. Thanks, Gavin. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Gavin. Wow.
Thanks, Gavin. And here, I'll let you answer this one, Alex.
As far as I know, we are.
Yeah.
Let me take a look here, but we are taking off next week.
We are.
We can't do it Friday. We can't do it a day earlier on Thursday. So I think,
Well, actually, we can do. We're just
yeah,
giving our audience the Thanksgiving week off. Alex and I are more than happy to do it, but we're going to give everyone a week off.
exactly. It's kind of like, when when you ask someone like, can you help me? Can you help me with this? And they're like, well, I can, but do I want to? Right.
Exactly.
Now we
Exactly.
now we do want to, but we're not. So we're going to be back on December 2nd. And December 2nd is actually that's going to be it's a Friday. It's a Friday.
Yep.
So episode 45, that's when we have Green Rabbit. Our sponsor will be Blackbird Foods. Speaking of Gavin. So some
Thanks,
other
Gavin.
comments.
Thanks, Gavin.
Thank you. And they're a reoccurring sponsor. They've sent me a ton of pizzas and wings. I think I've had as much wings as a retailer we were talking about earlier. There's a retailer that really loves the wings and pizza. The buyers eat it all the time. We'll leave that anonymous, but me, Gavin, and Wade know who it is.
Absolutely.
Some other comments. Michael Bendos coming down the street, drinking that genius juice. That's a rap music video that we did a few years ago. Thank you for referencing it. For those that don't know it, go to YouTube and search Genius Juice Rap Song. It's a video we did at a park in Palos Verdes. It was raining. It was December of 2019. I was dressed as Einstein. My friend was dressed as Ben Franklin. My director of sales was dressed as Leonardo da Vinci. And we busted out a rap song on a basketball court in Palos Verdes. That's it. I'm going to leave it there.
Very cool. Very cool.
Stephanie Hui, greetings from San Francisco. Alex Bear, Wade Yenny. I've heard that Stephanie's having the same challenges I'm having in LA. You know what challenges those are? That is?
I don't.
Finding coconut coal.
I think that's borderline worldwide. I know there have been some issues with supply and demand, which it's a good problem to have. I think, if anybody can fix that, Ari can do. He'll get that taken care of. But that it's blown up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the backstory is they went viral. They had someone. I mean, they're already big on Instagram, right? They have like 70,000 followers. They get tons of comments, tons of engagement. If you want to know the way to run your social media, look at Coconut Coal. Coconut Coal doesn't have, Ari in a Speedo on a beach eating coconut coal. They're real. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but they're real. And they literally will have photos and videos of the product, how great it is, the quality. They have, Noah, who is one of the founders, the guy with the co-founders, long hair. And he talks about the benefits of their yogurt, how they're better than other yogurts, the probiotics, how real it is. So definitely check them out if you haven't, the Coconut Coal social media. So they went on TikTok and they posted stuff on there. And then one TikTok star reposted them and said, I love this product. And they have 3 million followers.
Done. That's all it takes.
That was it. And since that happened, they cannot keep it in stock. When I was talking with Ari, he's like, whenever we send it to a warehouse, like a distribution center, it's like a black hole. Like they don't know where it goes. It just gets ripped off the shelf.
Right.
What else here? I'm craving their chocolate mousse. I haven't had it for 3 weeks. I can't find it.
Wow. It's good. It's a good, excuse me, but complicated problem to have, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're building up. It's one of those things where you're building up demand by having a shortage, right? Which is great. Like it pent up demand, they call it. But if you have a shortage for too long of a time, those people will eventually maybe not move on, but they'll forget about it or they'll move on to something else, but maybe they'll come back. So Ari, who took the helm, is doing everything they can to get this on the shelf. But yeah, anyway, demand is too high, which never too high, but it's high. What else here? Questions that have already been answered.
We've said that.
Kenny Hausman, congrats, guys. That's for our permanent sponsor here on Friday Vibes. On that court is where Genius Shots were born. So talking about the music video, I did make a post this morning, not to turn this into a advertisement for Genius Juice, but we are coming out with shots. And those are 2023 drops. So I'll let you know more about that. And Michael Bendos.
Nice.
So, Mark Samuel had a really good post this week. Did you see that? It was like a video, and he
Yep.
talked
Yep.
about the difficulties with a brand. And I really want to hit on this because we're all going through this right now. We're all going, at least on the branding side, owners, founders, CEOs. Capital is drying up. It's really drying up. And it's very hard to find money. And it's really the story of the haves and the have nots. Either you have it and you're crushing it, the Ollipops, the Poppies, the Lemon Perfects, just had Yanni on. Not hard to raise money, right? There's money out there, but you got to be rocket shipping your brand. And if you're not rocket shipping your brand, you're kind of just steadily hanging in there and slowly growing. It's really hard to find capital. And without capital, you can't really grow. It's hard to grow fast. So brands are having a harder and harder time. Margins have been compressed, because of inflation, because of costs going up. Cuts are happening all over the place right now, at least in beverage, or at least in CPG. From what I'm seeing, people are being laid off. Merchandisers are being laid off. Social media, managers are being laid off. A lot of cutbacks. So the question is, what is the strategy, right, from now to ride this out? And the economy is struggling right now. It's not recession, but it's struggling. So what do you do? Before flipping it to you, Wade, I think this is a game of survival right now. If you're not a brand that's posting double-digit growth every year, if you're just hanging in there, you're slowly growing, you're not taking in a lot of money, you just want to stay in the business, make the cuts. Make the cuts you have to do that are necessary. Keep the people on and the resources on that are deathly necessary to the business. And all you want to focus on now are two things, I feel, besides growth. You want to focus on cutting your budget so you can have better runway and increasing your margin. The more margin you have, you can last longer. You have more money for marketing and sales, right, to grow your business. But I think right now, among everything, it all comes back to margin. Like right now, you may not grow that much next year. You don't have to grow, but you got to survive. So that's really what we're all going through. I'm feeling it. Other brand owners are feeling it. And I felt that Mark did a great job really summarizing the climate in CPG. So what are your thoughts?
Well, it's a slippery slope. So I've got a few thoughts. I mean, first and foremost, from an investment capital standpoint, I think, we went through that hotbed, right, where, CPG was kind of the, that was where you wanted to play, and everybody and their mom was starting a company, and money could be had very easily, and it was the kind of the in, in thing to do, right? And so I think that wave was obviously going up, 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 up. And now, just like with the economy and, everything else, it's coming down. And I don't want to say only the strong survive, but that's kind of right now where we're at, is where, you have to be giving some return back to your investors in order for them to, in order to keep growing. And I think that's a challenge right now if you're an up and coming brand, because that money isn't there, and investors aren't willing to gamble on the next big thing like they were 2-3 years ago, right? And I think the other thing is when you talk about margin, well, first and foremost, if you start a business, if margin isn't at the top of your priority list, you probably need to backstep and think about things a little bit, because without margin there is no money. But unless you're a nonprofit, obviously, but beyond that, I think, looking at things from my side of it, and this is something I've talked about a little bit, but, I've been fearful of since, the first quarter of 2020 is, we've had this wave on the retail side of the business of increased business and sales. And, and an old mentor told me many moons ago that sales, cover up a lot of sins, right? I mean, as long as you're busy and you've got sales, you can do other things wrong because the sales are going to compensate for it. But when sales start to dry up a little bit, and that's what you're seeing starting to happen is the wallets grow thinner and there's less expendable income. People are more choosy. competitiveness is an issue and all these things. Those sales aren't what they were at the height of COVID. And so now, and that was the fear, is that as you're riding that wave of COVID and all those sales there, everyone's happy, everyone's banking money, and things are going great. We kind of forget what things were like in 2018 and most of 2019. It wasn't like 2020, right? And when everyone had to stay at home, and so grocery trips, those baskets were huge. We're kind of getting back to not necessarily normal, but kind of like the way things used to be. I kind of sound like I walked uphill both ways to school, but I kind of think that's where we're at. Is like, okay, remember a few years ago before COVID, and it wasn't, you could do wrong, whereas for 2020 and most of 2021 you couldn't do wrong. And now we're kind of at that apex where, okay, it's time to buckle the belt up, be smart, think about what you're investing in, think about how you're spending money, think about your promotions. You're not trying to get every retailer under the sun. You really have to be strategic in how you go to market, where you invest your dollars, and whether that's promotional dollars, whether that's capital, what have you. And I think that's kind of where we're at. And it's tough right now. It's tough personally. It's tough on the business side. It's tough across the board, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're definitely feeling it. Martin Stoops, he said, feeling you. I think we're all in the boat and together. And the important thing to know is that you're not alone. Like, you're not alone. Like, so many brands are going through this. The only brands that are really not feeling it as much have such impressive sales that they're just going to ride this out. Like, they tell the investors, hey, we may not have the margin yet, but you know what? We're growing like crazy. The sales are up and we're going to get there. Like, our margins are going to get better. We're going to get more efficient. We're going to bring the cost of goods down. The economy is going to have a soft landing in 2023, and inflation is going to be go down, right? When the interest rates go this high, right, inflation will go down to stabilize the economy. So anyway, not to turn this into a CNBC, economy show. Most brands, when I say most, I would put it at 99.6%, Wade, something like that, are not doubling every single year. They're going up. They're not tripling every single year. They're not doing $80 million a year in sales. They're doing 3 million, 1 million, 2 million, 9 million. They're kind of in the bucket of, Iwan, Genius Juice, and all these other brands that are just trying to grow and doing everything they can to get a market share. And with those brands, it's you mentioned the word slippery slope. It's a very slippery slope where if you don't have margin and you're losing money every month and you're not increasing sales enough, recipe for disaster. Like, it's like a slow death. Like, what's the point of running a company if you're not going to be blasting it to the moon, which is fine. Not everyone does that. But if it's not blasting to the moon, if you don't have sustainable margins, what's your future? Like, there's no future, right? You're just going to slowly die over time because you're losing money. So I think, like, this whole thing, which I think is a great thing overall, is teaching people. When I say it's a great thing, it's teaching people to be more fiscally responsible for their books and for their expenses. It's teaching brands and founders like us not just to go out and hire a bunch of people, not to pay the shiny agency all this money to try to lift your sales. You got to be more careful and strategic about how you grow. I mean, going back to Coconut Cult, Ari was on our show 2 weeks ago, and they didn't pay a dime to get that publicity. They didn't pay a dime. They sent out some jars to an influencer. They got the right influencer. They had the right relationship. Their product is great. It got posted, and they got all these new sales without spending a dime. I think that's the future of how to grow your business, is strategically, guerrilla marketing, viral, or not viral, but just getting people to try it or talk about it. And that's it, in my opinion.
Right. I think now more than ever, and this, you've talked about it openly. You have to go where the grass is green for you and your product. And, if whereas again, it's the same thing I said with the capital. in the past, maybe you took some chances at some places that maybe didn't make a lot of sense for you, but hey, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But now with things the way they are, you can't afford to take those chances. And I'm saying you, but I'm just speaking generally. You can't afford to take those chances. You have to be strategic. You have to, I had a post the other day talking a little bit about category reviews and things
Great post.
as we go into next year. And it's about being, an inch wide and a mile deep, as opposed to a mile wide and an inch deep, right? You need to be able to spend money at the places where it makes sense to spend money. And, there's tough decisions that have to be made. And maybe at some point you need to pull out and say, hey, this account, this retailer, whatever, isn't for me. And I need to focus on here where I'm getting turns and I'm getting off-shelf displays and things of that nature, as opposed to just throwing a bunch of money in the wind. It's just, it's got to be way more thought out now more than ever.
Yeah. And exactly right. There's also, I know we're a couple minutes away from Adam hopping on here. He's supposed to hop on in about 2 minutes at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So once he does hop on, we'll put him right into the channel here, and you'll see his beautiful face and hear his story. But the other factor that I'm seeing is also people being spread thin because there's less people.
Right.
Like when you lay off people, Ari is basically running his sales, right? They haven't hired a full-time salesperson. They have maybe merchandisers and brokers, but it just goes to show you that if you're running a company, you let go of your general manager, you let go of a coordinator, a marketing coordinator, a social media manager to save money and only retain what's necessary. The founder is going to be doing a lot more, right? Like I've posted a couple 20-hour days this week. Whatever I could finish during the day, I finished at night, while watching the baby sleep or taking care of the baby. So I think like founders are realizing you got to really do everything you can to keep your business going. And that's going to be resulting in doing more. What used to be handled by someone else, now we're handling it, right? So it's very tough. I'm feeling it like you guys are feeling it. Hang in there. I can only say, we mentioned it, but I'll say it again, work on your financials, work on your budget, work on your margins, survive, just a game of survival. Like Wade said, pick the right stores that are highly profitable and don't try to go too far too soon. I can say with Genius Juice, if we had the opportunity to launch nationwide in Kroger, I would probably not take that. I would not take that. It would just not, they're a great retailer. It would just spread ourselves way too thin, slotting fees, marketing, merchandise. It would be too much for us.
And that would be kind of like what we talked about. It kind of be a gamble, and now is not the time to gamble, right?
Exactly right.
And doing something, we talk about this all the time. When you think about where you want to go and where you want to grow, you have to make sure you don't alienate your core business and where you're generating turns currently. Because if you picked up, using Alex's example, Kroger, but then as a result, you're out of stock at 5 other retailers who have helped you get to the point where you can get into Kroger, guess what's going to happen? You're gonna piss someone off, or you're going to end up getting discontinued because you're empty on the shelves there because you're working too hard to supply Kroger, and it's just this hamster wheel that you're not going to get out of. And so it's about making sure before you try and grow, you do it the right way. So I think I see it's time, Alex. It's time.
It is time. All right, let's get the intro music going here. Let's see. Let me do this one. I haven't done this one in a while. All right. So we have the co-founder of CanDo shirt that we are both wearing, better known as Keto Krisp, Adam Bremen. How you doing, buddy?
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks so much for having me. It's a great honor to be here, and really appreciate the time. Thanks so much. I love you guys. Smile. And oh, by the way, you got great apparel on today.
Oh yeah, I actually just got this earlier today. And he sent me a box of Keto Krisp as well. So thank you, Adam, for that.
No problem. Open up that bar right now and try it. We're live. I want your honest opinion. If you love it, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. Try it.
Oh yeah, I've actually already had it many times. But you know what? I am not shy to eat another one right in front of you right now. And this is my favorite flavor. It's the chocolate chip almond butter. So it's freaking, I already know I'm going to love it because I've already had it.
I had one this morning for breakfast.
Awesome, guys.
So what's really, my wife was talking to me earlier today. She said that this could be great for pregnant women because you have to watch your sugar.
Absolutely.
Do you get have you gotten consumers that are pregnant that are like, I love your bar. This has really helped me through the pregnancy. Is that an existing market for you guys?
I mean, we've certainly heard, feedback of that. Where we get it is for folks that are, concerned with their diabetes. Because of the low sugar, 2 grams, we get that a lot. And we do get that a little bit from pregnant moms, but not, that's interesting you say that. Good feedback. Yeah,
it's something where it's a niche. It's maybe not your first market, but I think it's an untapped market, which is like, hey, low sugar, easy on the stomach, very filling, convenient. She has blown through. I mean, we've already given birth, but she has blown through 4 boxes of this.
Wow.
Over time in about a month. But you guys have sent us so many boxes. We're really grateful for what you've done and what you've sent over. So thank you, Adam.
No problem. Thank you guys again. The greatest part of this whole thing is just having a platform and being able to connect with so many people. For those that don't know, I have cerebral palsy and use an electric wheelchair for mobility. Cerebral palsy is a birth defect. I'm not going to get any worse from it. I'm not going to die from it. I'm just grateful to be here. And, I have the attitude, it's about what I can do, not what I can't. And everybody has a can-do story. And we'll get into what your guys' can-do stories are. And I absolutely love to connect with people. My passion is people. My parents, they knew that I was special, not because I sit in a wheelchair and have cerebral palsy, but because the heart that I have and the determination and the love that I have for people. I can't stress that enough. And this is why, that's our why, is to understand and be a cheerleader for everybody else. I say this all the time. My brother Noah is my heart and my sister is my soul. And, without family, that's why I wear this sweatshirt. CanDo family is the most important thing in my life. And I consider you all and everybody that has an opportunity that I meet with considered family. So it's really special to be here today and spend a few minutes and talk about the CanDo and Keto Krisp story.
I want to jump in with something that really was very touching, Adam, was the video. I think it was at Expo East.
Correct.
You were accepting the award for the Supplier of the Year. And I could feel the emotions like you were going through. And it was touching and also funny because you said, Dave Lafferty, right? Whole Foods Global, gave you this piece of glass, that was the award. Very simple. You took it and you looked at it. You're like, I forget exactly what you said. You're like, this is the most valuable, this is the most valuable piece of glass I've ever held in my, it was so funny and touching. What was that like? What was that like? And for those brands that are out there that want to get to that level, how did you arrive at getting Supplier of the Year? I mean, what kind of work did it take? What are the steps you took to get there?
It really starts with them just giving me an opportunity. And it all relates back to when I was a kid, people believing in me because of my heart and my love for people and not for me being in a chair and having a disability. So I am so grateful for the opportunity that Whole Foods has afforded us to give them a chance. They have thousands of brands on their shelf, and I love and respect everybody's brand, and I know what it takes, to get on the shelves and to work with so many people at Whole Foods. Just it was a combination of emotions, because when you start this business 3 years ago, you have no idea, but you're working every day to, have an opportunity to be in the stores. And it was just a culmination of emotion and complete gratitude for the relationship and how important it was and how important it is every day for people to give us a chance. Not just me in a chair, but you over there and you over there. Everybody that has a dream and passion to do better and to be better. That's what all my emotions just poured out, because it was just an incredible thing. I mean, David Lafferty, who's been in this industry for, 20 years, I don't care if he buys another bar. He's just one of the most wonderful humans you'll ever meet. And the whole entire team, Allie and, the VP over there, Dan, and everybody is just so incredible. And that's what gets me so excited. And that's no that's not taking anything away from our bar. We're always going to focus on making great tasting food. And just, the opportunity to be there and to be able to build something special with their team for their customers is everything to me.
That's awesome, Adam. That's awesome. And I too watched the video, and it was definitely touched. And you and I have talked before. It's been a little while. I think I was a couple thousand miles away, and now I'm over here, and we are carrying your product, and happy to do that. And it's good to see you again. And I think I speak for Adam. I speak for myself and Alex and our entire audience. Where the story is amazing, and just what you represent and coming from the heart. The can-do attitude is something right now. Before you jumped on, we were talking about how difficult it is right now in the CPG space, and your positivity and your heart and determination is very, very admirable in these tough times right now, and any time, but especially right now. So it's a pleasure to have you here. It's good to see you again.
No, thank you guys so much, and those are very, very kind words. And I just, I said this today, and if you cheer for people, people will cheer for you, and it's just as simple as that. And I just, I'm a fan of people, and you guys can tell my voice and my stories, and everything that I do just comes back to, how can I do better for the other person? How can I put them first? And as long as I do that, everything else will take care of itself. And I just, as we look at our brand and how we build it, how would you want your family to enjoy this? And, I'm so glad Sean hopped on. Sean and I have one of the most unique buyer experiences we've ever had. And hopefully we'll get a chance to share it. But just being in this community is incredible. My brother's been in this business for 30 years representing brands, and, an opportunity to work with my brother Noah, who's been there and done that. I said this earlier on the call, my brother's my heart and my sister's my soul. And to be able to do this and to be part of something so unique with such great individuals and be able to reach out to customers, and as excited and as happy as they are, I'm doubly excited or triple excited to be in their life. It's a real honor to work and to be able to bring something to market that tastes great and has great nutritional value. And we can talk about that.
Yeah. So to reset the room here, this is Friday Vibes, episode 44, special guest, Adam Bremen, the co-founder of CanDo, what we have right here on our shirts, Keto Krisp. And what I find, which is really, really tough, is just, it's the freaking competition, man. I mean, when you go into the refrigerated bar, the shelf-stable bar aisle, what does it look like, Adam? It's like a wall, it's like a wall of like 150 brands, everything from Rise Bar to Cliff Bar to, God knows what else. So like when you set out to do this, I know there's a story, which is we can do this. Why this category? I mean, it's like insanely, there's so many brands, there's so many bars. What gave you the conviction that, yes, we can make a mark here?
Well, number one, it starts with my passion for people. Number one. Number two, my joy for food. Number three, my being overweight and in a wheelchair and just not happy with how I looked or how I felt. And, just to be, we didn't know if it would work. We just said we wanted to try it. We wanted to really focus on that incredible eating experience. And I know that eating is subjective and trying it, we all have different taste buds, but it was really critical for us in building the brand and with the first product, Keto Krisp, to just make sure that it tastes great and just really focus in on that. The macros are important, yes, but what we really wanted to pride ourselves is we just talk about product specific. It's just that great taste and texture. And so answering your question, again, we just felt a need for something that tasted great. Again, we didn't know if it would work, didn't know if it would have legs, but you can't substitute for heart. You can't substitute for connection of people. And, and having said that, and I know I'm all over the place, I really want to give major props to all those brands that you speak of before me, because they really laid an incredible foundation, and everybody brings something special and unique to the table. And we're just so honored and thrilled to just ride on that wheel of the bar category and the food category, and just to help out and just to be a part of it. It's such a great fraternity just to be in the CPG space, to work with all you wonderful people.
But I really, I'm a marketing and branding guy, and we'll get to Gavin's question here in a moment. But the one thing I noticed about your bar, the way that I discovered it, was I was in Whole Foods. I'm not a keto guy. I really like sugar. I run a lot. I burn a lot of calories, so it's okay if I have some sugar as long as it's a good source of sugar. But I was in line, and I've told the story on here before, where there's a Whole Foods associate that I see every week at Whole Foods Redondo Beach. Every week I see him. He's always at the cashier. He's always running around, stocking shelves. He's kind of a floater. And his name is Lennon. That's his name. And I was in line. I was checking out. He's like, give me a second. I want you to try something. I tried it the other day. It's on us. It's on Whole Foods. Try it out. And he grabbed Keto Krisp. So that's how I actually found the brand. It was not from me seeing it on a shelf. It was from an associate saying, you got to try this. The one thing I noticed about it, I want you to kind of share your story, the branding, the black and white, kind of that hieroglyphic kind of black and white. How did you decide on that? Was that a branding agency, or did you want to do that, or who kind of came up with that idea?
Yeah, I mean, we worked together as a team, and Blake Mitchell and Interact. Yeah, Blake has been an incredible mentor to myself, my brother, a great friend, a real creator and a real thought leader as it comes to marketing and branding. And we really leaned in, and we wanted to be a little bit edgy, a little bit outspoken. Guys, I'm so loud you could probably hear me all the way to Miami, and I'm here in California. I just want to share love and passion, and we wanted the brand to exude that. And, if you look at the packaging, there's a lion there, and I know that everybody has a lion. Everybody has that flame within them that gets them out of bed, that fires them up. Everybody has a passion. Everybody has a can-do story, and that's really the ethos behind the packaging and the why behind it. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of edgy. And we really wanted to draw attention to ourselves. You had mentioned before, when you look at the bar space, it's so crowded. How are we going to be different than everybody else? What is the benefit to the customer? Why should they grab our bar? There's so much great competition out there. We have to do something a little bit different.
Great. So Adam, that makes a lot of sense. And looking at what Gavin, I don't know if you know Gavin, formerly with Earth Fare, now with Blackbird. He's asking about your sales strategy in retail from when you started to where you are today. Like, how has that evolved over time, and how is where you're at? How did you get there?
Sure. I mean, it's we say this all the time. Literally, guys, it's as simple as this. It's one bar, one customer at a time. And it started out at Earth Bar here in Brentwood, and they gave us a shot, and we threw it up on our website, we threw it up on Amazon, and literally I would do demos every day. Went to Expo East and had an opportunity to meet David Lafferty, sent emails to Monica Coyle every day. Not every day, sorry, once a week, saying, Monica, have you tried just being persistent and believing in the product and believing in the brand, the CanDo. I don't know. You got to be relentless. You got to be proactive in life. And I know, listen, not everybody's going to love the bar, and that's fine. But I know 8 out of 10 people are going to say, you know what, Adam? That's a pretty freaking good tasting bar. And so I just, I'm not the sharpest guy in the world, but I know people, and I hang my hat on my ability to connect with folks and get people fired up, I guess.
So you must know Noah Bubman over there at Earth Bar.
Yeah. The Bubman family have been great, and they're wonderful people, and now Bob Lustig over there real well is a really good guy and a big supporter of our brand, Earth Bar. And then Air One has been incredible. You guys know Air One and how innovative they are and how wonderful the team is from top to bottom, from Vito to Beto to everybody over there for giving us a chance, to Jason, all the executive team over there has been incredible. And we just can't thank them enough for their incredible partnership, and Whole Foods and Sprouts, and just everybody down the line.
So
Cool.
Adam, one of the things I wanted to ask you is if we, again, before you jumped on here, we were talking about how difficult the environment is right now, and how whether you're talking about investment or capital or what have you, if you could give one piece of advice to someone that's just getting started right now, what would you say?
Just stay after it as it comes to my mind. Just stay after it, but also don't be afraid to pivot, but also, and I know I'm rambling here, don't also be stubborn to think that you can't change and you have to go a certain way. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to be creative. You have to be resilient. You can't sweat the BS. You got to laugh. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs. If everyone says it's easy, they're full of, garbage, because it's not easy. But I look at the opportunity to touch people, to inspire and empower people to live healthier lifestyles each and every day, whether that's through food or giving people a hug or just being grateful for what you have. We talk about this sweatshirt, and I got to give major props to Josh Wan and Sean Kelly and the entire team at the Family Fund. Just show love. It's a tough environment, but life is tough sometimes. There's not just one secret sauce or one ingredient you need to throw in. It's all of those things. You got to be patient. You got to be humble. You got to just get after it. You got to be a good person.
Exactly. And then one thing you mentioned, which is I think really, really key, is you got to be open-minded, right? With your business, you got to be open-minded. What direction do you go in? What products do you come out with? If something is not working, what does work? So when you went through like the R&D, right, making this bar, making the flavors, I mean, did it take a while to get the texture right, the flavor? I mean, how long did it take you guys to kind of perfect what you have now?
Yeah, I mean, we sat down with the food scientists for 4 or 5 months, and they would send us bars, 6, 7, 8 bars at a time. And we would just say, hey, can you add a little bit of this and a little bit of that? And, we just got there to where we felt comfortable. We sat in a room and, we said, all right, let's go for it. See, in life, you never know until you try. And so we thought, what's the worst thing that could happen? This thing, we fall flat on our face, and you know what? At least we gave it a shot. One thing that I will say is, for in terms of great advice, and you gotta listen. You gotta listen. That's why we were born with two ears and one mouth. You know, we all love to tell stories about ourselves, but the most important is listen on the other end. And you know, I think that's and the most important is listening to your customers. And you're not going to satisfy all customers just because one person says you should do this. Does that mean you switch your whole line? Absolutely not. But you start to put the pieces together. And I think one of the greatest skills that I have is I'm just curious about people. I care.
Great. I got two questions so far with running, helping run Keto, Krisp, CanDo. What was the high moment so far of your career with this company, and what was your low moment?
The highest moment is to work with such incredible people. I know that's a cliche all the time, but really, my dad got into the CPG space, 40 some years ago, and my brother's been in it. My dad's was longer in it, but then my brother got into it, and I had always wanted to work with my dad and my brother in this business, and because of the travel and the current situation that I was in, being in a chair, I just didn't know if it was possible logistically for me to travel to so many trade shows and to find the product, but I knew I could do it, and I wanted to be. Family to me is everything, and just to be able to be in the industry with my brother and with the incredible team that we have, it's really, we say this all the time, but it's a dream come true. And I guess my biggest down moment in this business is when we were out of product, because we were selling so well, which is a beautiful thing. But for me to let customers down, it is my biggest sadness. And to this day, letting people down, I can deal with failure for myself, but letting my friends and family, and I treat all the customers that we have like family. I literally have 200 customers in my phone that I text. They can call me, they can text me. The team won't like it, but I'm very happy to give myself phone away. I mean, I want to just connect with people.
Wow. A very big personal touch. I think, I'm sure Coconut Colt, Ari Raz over there. I'm sure you guys can have a lot of conversations about being out of stock.
Yes.
He's going through that right now. So,
yes.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we're running out of time here. I know you have another 5 minutes here, Adam, and you have to hop off. We want to go through a segment which is called Stuff We Love. We want to talk about products that we love in our lives. Besides, I won't be talking about Genius Juice. You already know I love that. I already know you love Keto Krisp, but other products, other products that we've had that we really, really love. So let's get into that.
One thing that I do want to ask real quick, guys, and
Sure.
Either one of you can go first. What is your biggest CanDo moment? Everybody has a CanDo story, and it doesn't matter what it is. It's the first thing that comes to your mind. When I say it, think of CanDo. Anything that makes, I'm going to stop there because I want your creativity. Go ahead.
Oh, he's pointing to me. So for me, I would say the way I got into buying to begin with, I was only in the actual grocery business for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And I decided that I was going to go for a corporate position in the grocery buying world. I wasn't the most qualified. I didn't have the most seniority, but I decided that to your point, Adam, can do it. And I went for it, and it worked out. Here I am, 18, however many years later it is, and I wouldn't be where I am at today if I didn't take that leap. And I think, one of the things I always tell people is that, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be good with the decisions you make. In other words, when I ultimately decided to go for that job, my motivation in doing it was that if I woke up the next morning and I hadn't gone for it and I looked in the mirror, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. So that's when I put myself out there. I went for it, and it all worked out. But if I hadn't done that, and if I hadn't had that attitude, that can-do attitude, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love to hear it, and I just love you continue to get after it and keep on moving and see what you've done. It's so inspiring.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Adam.
Yep.
All right. I would say the biggest CanDo moment for me was 2016 with Genius Juice. I was a few years in to our company, and we had an issue with a co-packer. We could not make our product. We had nowhere to make our product. We got into several hundred stores, and you know how hard it is to get into Whole Foods. Just to get in for the first time, it takes months, sometimes years. And we were in several regions of Whole Foods. We lost all distribution, no product. The shelves went dry, and we lost every single account that we worked hard for in the last 3.5 or 4 years. So the CanDo moment was, what do I do? Do I give up? Do I keep going and make this happen? And I decided I'm not going to give up on this, and I can do this. I can get through this. And we were able to find a new partner, a little bit of luck, with a lot of hard work, right? Luck is nothing more than just a lot of hard work, right, Adam?
Correct.
So I worked so hard, found the right partner, they made the product for us, and we told Whole Foods and many other retailers, hey, listen, we're out of stock, but we're coming back. Please keep us on the shelf. And they were gracious enough. We got almost every single account back. But we were off the shelf, Adam and Wade, for almost a year, for almost the entire year of 2017. And in November of 2017, we got the product back on the shelf and got back almost all of our distribution. So that was a key decision of, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to keep moving forward. Not going to focus on the past. I'm going to focus on the present and the future, and I can do this. That's
exactly.
my story.
I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. I know we only have 1 minute. I wish that we could, but you guys run the rest of the show. It's incredible. The power of CanDo is so impactful. I love it. I'm so fired up.
Love it. We're going to give away we have our giveaway now for the Keto Krisp bars. Do you have a few minutes to hang on, or do you have a hard stop?
No, I'm good, guys. I want to make sure on your end we can stay on forever.
Oh, well, be careful what you ask for, Adam. We might do a marathon here, brother.
All right.
So
let's sell some bars. Everybody go out there to the website. I'm going to give you a discount code. Adam CanDo, ADAMCANDO. If you haven't tried it, you need to.
There you go. So we're going to have a couple winners, but if you don't win, Adam just gave you a code to help you try the bars and get a discount. So, or Alex, are we doing the discount, or are we going to do the stuff we love?
Oh yeah, that's right. The stuff we love. I got so enthralled by the CanDo stories, I forgot about it. Okay. Turning the music back on, putting the record back on the record player.
Okay.
Stuff we love. I'm going to blast through mine. Goes without saying. Love this. Also, the other one that I really love is the malt. $4.99, not a bad price. They have almond milk. These are plant-based. They have oat milk, and a couple others. So I remember this brand coming out in 2014, and they've grown really big, and I love it. So
I'm excited to try it. I never tried it.
Are you plant-based, Adam, or are you like vegetarian, or no?
I'm food-based. I like things that taste good.
Right.
I want to say that by that's, everybody that has their own diets or their own deal. I respect everybody, and I meant that in the most loving and positive way. I think that's great for those folks that are, and I think it's great.
Cool. Adam, why don't you go next? What are food and beverage products that you love that's in your fridge right now?
Great question. I got, well, I'm a big fan of Core Shots.
Oh, I think we might have lost him.
I love Fiji water. I'm not much of a cook, so to be honest, I really don't have a lot of things in my fridge. I have the Siggy's yogurt every day as part of my diets. But I'm a fan of all brands, and I have so much respect and admiration for all the folks.
I think you created a new hashtag, food-based.
Yes. I like that.
Food base. Love it. All right. I'm up, right?
Yes.
So, all right. So I'm going to start off with an off the cuff. So, and I don't know, Google the story, because I don't know the story aside from I bought these shoes. My goodness, probably 5 years ago, right? And they went away for a long time, and they just got funding and just came back. They're called Skora, Skora, and they're super. It's barefoot. You know, it's minimal, very minimal. If you're a Hoka runner or something like that, you don't want these. But these, they just came back at the beginning of this month, and I love that they very durable. The first pair I bought that I fell in love with, I still have, and I just got my second pair after they came back after several years, and I just love these things. So if you're a walker, if you're a runner, check them out. Skora. Check those out. But going back to CPG,
Is that wait? Is that the one where you can slip the foot in without a shoehorn? Is that
no? These are legit. These are legit shoes. I mean, and they're kind of odd shaped. If you can't tell, they're really wide across the base.
They kind of curve,
and they're really minimal. Like I said, you can bend them, but they're very durable and they're comfortable as hell. And I'm just, when I saw them, they came back. Like I said, they went away. I bought a pair. Renee and I both had them. They went away. They did apparel for a while, but they just brought the shoes back this month, and I love them. So I'm a big fan of Skora shoes. But as far as CPG goes, my friend Dana at SoCo Tahini sent me a package, and there it is. You kind of have to look. I took this off here, but
cool.
I've got the original. I know she has one with dates, and I want to say she has one with pesto, but good stuff. Dana's good people. You can find her on LinkedIn if you want to, but it's vegan, it's raw, non-GMO, gluten-free, keto-friendly, paleo-friendly, 7 grams of protein, on and on and on. Good stuff.
Guys, I also want to jump in here again and give major props to Circle. I don't know if you're familiar with the company and the flavored cartridges that you put in their bottle. Guys, this thing tastes incredible. It gives a flavor spark to your water. It's unbelievable. Go check them out. CIRKUL, Circle, if you haven't heard of it. These guys, Garrett over there, they get it. Everything from soup to nuts. They are incredible. Just, you asked me what I do in my fridge. This is what I, flavor my water with. And it just, talking about all these great brands, and I just want to give them a shot because I love them so much, and I admire their product. But more importantly, I admire them as people, and that says a lot because their product is great. Their brand is unbelievable.
Nice. Question on that product, just for anyone else to know, Adam, does it have electrolytes and other things in it, or is it more just flavor?
Yeah, I mean, they have 76 SKUs, so you can get, just flavors. You can get energy. They have electrolytes. It's great. And I'm not doing it justice talking about it. Just go check it out. And trust me, I will never steer you guys wrong.
Love it. I think, Wade, that's got to be our next sponsor on this show.
Well, we'll see what we can do. I'm sure Garrett would be happy to join. I don't want to speak for him, but he's an incredible, incredible guy.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to if you can email me his info, we'd love to get in touch with him.
Got it.
Awesome. All right. We're going to go to our next segment, which is called Friday Freebies.
Friday freebies.
Okay, so pretty simple, Adam. The way we do this is, well, number one, Keto Krisp CanDo is sponsoring our episode 44 of Friday Vibes. They're giving away a lot of great stuff here, but essentially how this works, Adam, is, and any one of us can come up with a question. We're going to ask a mystery question, something that we mentioned during the episode, but very hard. Like it could be a very hard question. It could be a small detail you mentioned, 25 minutes ago, and people need to guess what the answer is. And then if they answer correctly in the chat, they win CanDo. So, Wade, why don't you read what this is about, what people can win?
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this, guys. So, Adam, this is where I put on my my announcer voice. Okay. At CanDo, we believe that life is about what you can do, not what you can't. Our founder, Adam, who was born with cerebral palsy and has been in a wheelchair his whole life, set out to create the best tasting protein bar, Keto Krisp, to fuel people's can-do spirit so they can live a healthier lifestyle each and every day. So Adam and the team at CanDo, Keto Krisp, are giving away 2 winners, not 1, 2, one of their VIP boxes. So you're going to get a CanDo shirt, which you've seen Alex and I wearing throughout the episode, a full caddy of bars, and then 9 single bars. So, I mean, you're going to get hooked up. You're going to be hooked on these bars, and you're going to go back and buy them. And whether you go to a local market or buy them online, you're going to want to buy them again. So 2 winners getting VIP boxes thanks to CanDo and Adam.
And I want to add, they're fucking delicious. So
thank you.
He didn't pull any plugs there. There's no censors here.
And
right?
I love the freaking F-bombs. Everybody who knows me knows that I swear too much, but I love to drop an F-bomb every once in a while, so I can certainly appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? I only use it, I'm one of those where when I say it, I mean it. And I use it very sparingly when it really makes sense to use it. When describing the product, I got to use it. And what's funny is Taylor sent over ABCC as part of the description. I'm like, what is ABC?
Almond butter chocolate chip, baby.
That's right. And
almond butter chocolate chip.
Almond butter chocolate chip, which is this one right here. So,
and guys, if you look at our caddy, it's on the caddy. It says, "Life is too short to eat shitty tasting bars."
It has shitty on there.
I have to look at
that. Not spelled out. It's got a hashtag there.
Okay,
we got to keep it kosher for the little ones.
Exactly. We all know what it says, though. So, question. I have one question in mind, but we always do this. Adam, you're the guest. You're a special guest. If you want to ask the question, you can. If you want us to ask it, we can do it. What do you want to do?
I guess you guys asked the question.
Okay, I have one, Wade, all locked and loaded.
Go for it, because I got to think of one. I don't have one.
Okay, so we're doing it's 2 winners. That's right. So here's for the first winner. Now, what you do is you just comment right on the side what the answer is. Here's the question. What was one of the first accounts that Adam was talking about that they got into? It's not a large account. It's a smaller account. And also, what city, what location did he physically go to sell it in? That's the question.
Yeah, it takes a minute, Adam. It takes a minute for the audience to chime in here, but you'll see their comments coming here before long.
No problem.
So I'm going to wait for my question.
I'll ask it one more time. What was the very first account that Adam sold his bars into?
I like to say our bars. It's never about me, guys. It's always about us. It's never I. It's never this. It's always us, team, our. There's no way I could do any of this shit without everybody's support.
All right, 100%. So we got Gavin answered a couple ones. Health Hut is not it. Brentwood is it, but what's the name of the place? Where did you get Health Hut from? Did you ever see? I don't think you said Health Hut at all, did you?
No, I don't even know what Health Hut is. Maybe it's a new retailer for us.
Gavin probably made it up.
Yeah.
Gavin's been winning every week, so I think he's throwing a lob. He's throwing a softball for someone else to win it. He won his own prize last week. Like Blackbird was sponsoring, and then he answered the question. I'm like, wow, okay. All right. So again, what is the first account that Adam and his team sold their bars into?
Thanks,
we already know the location, Brentwood. What's the name of the place? We have some Jeopardy music or something. Done. All right, come on. Someone knows this. I mean, especially if you're in LA. I mean, Brentwood. Okay, what other? There we go. Jenny got it. Earth Bar in Brentwood. That was
there
it.
we go, Jenny. Thanks so much.
There's
right off
Jenny got
San
one.
Boulevard.
All right, so I've got to do the other one then, huh? So I think either one is relatively easy, but I'm just going to do it. Okay. So what does the back of my shirt say?
That's actually a hard one.
Is it? You showed it. We did
it very briefly.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
We did. Look. Oh, there's a little teaser. There's a little teaser there.
Should I do a jump and do like a 360 and they'll see it?
Well, I was gonna say it's like one of those TikTok videos where you gotta pause quick so you can see whatever it is. Yep.
Hold on. There. That was the clue.
You gotta turn a little more. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
What's on the back of this shirt? The CanDo shirt.
Someone's got this.
And Gavin, it does not have your name on the back, so don't even try answering. The back of the shirt doesn't say it's all about what Gavin Conkle can do.
Ooh.
I just want someone to answer quick because I have a meeting in 2 minutes.
All right, let's go. Answer. We'll do it. Spin all the way around real fast.
I'm gonna break something. I got no room.
Oh.
Martin Stoops, right? Is that it? Is that it?
Turn around. Let's see.
Awesome. I love it.
It's close. It's close. Let's give it to him.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough. You don't get a cigar, but you get Keto Krisp.
All right, Jenny, Martin, you know the drill. Email FridayVibes100@gmail.com. We'll hook you up.
Great, guys.
It was wonderful having you on our show. Thank you for sharing the story.
Great seeing you guys. Thanks so much. I can't wait to see you guys. I think the next time will probably be Expo West.
Yep. I'll be there.
Hey, newsflash. I am going to be at Expo West.
You are? Whoa.
I'm going to be at just yes.
With a hoodie, right?
That's I was going to say that's a bomb. We just dropped the bomb at the end of this episode. I will be there. I'm going to be there.
Where were you when you discovered that Wade is going to be at Expo West? Where were you?
Get ready. Get ready.
That's a question.
Yep. Get ready.
Episode 44, guys.
Episode 44.
All right.
So thank you again, Adam, for joining us, sharing the story. We love you. You're great. Your team is great. The product's great. Great job. Just congratulations on everything you guys have achieved. Congratulations.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. It's an honor to be part of this community. And thanks so much, guys. Have a great weekend and take care. We'll see you guys soon.
Happy Thanksgiving, Adam.
Yeah, you guys enjoy, okay?
Thanks.
All right,
take care. Good to see you guys. Thanks
Take care,
so much. Bye-bye.
All right, so that is episode 44. And it looks like Wade also jumped off. We're going to have our next episode 45, on December 2nd. So make sure to stay tuned. Take good care and happy Thanksgiving.